There's absolutely no way that's still legal. You can't do that anymore. And I just stood there, astounded that they were discussing whether or not this was still legal. So the fuck was this ever legal? Like, when was that ever? Okay. You know, these guys were discussing whether or not it was ever appropriate to do. It's just, like tomorrow they were like making plans to go do it. And they say this was a law pass. Like, do you know how hard it is to get a law pass in this town? We've fighting for years just to get the city to pick up juice boxes and newspapers and blue bins from our houses, but these guys made it okay for you to shoot someone in the middle of the street on a Sunday afternoon? What is this, fucking Oregon Trail? Like, what is this major problem for church attendance? It was like, there's a First Nations conspiracy to keep white people from getting to church every Sunday or something? And this had to be enough of a problem that the priests wanted to get everybody to the town hall to come up with a solution, And so then they go over their ideas, and one guy's like, hey, why don't we just honk our horns at them? Can we just honk our horns? That's a good idea, but horns aren't invented yet, so that wouldn't work. And somebody said to ask him nicely before finally some dude in the back of the room is just like, just shoot him! Can't we just fucking shoot him? And so everybody at the town hall meeting heard this guy, and nobody thought he was crazy. They're just like, yeah, totally, that's the best idea I've ever heard, let's do that. It blows me away, Some things are just amazing. Oh, speaking of racist white people, I broke up with my girlfriend recently, and I should have seen it coming though, because we were just two different personalities, Like, I'm a pretty carefree, laid back, easygoing kind of guy. I go for beers with my buddies. That's kind of what I do for excitement. And she's a conniving bitch, so it just wasn't gonna work out between us. But that's not totally fair, right? Sometimes opposites attract. Like, people will be united through their differences, But for us, I think it came down to expectations. Like, I think if in your relationship, if there's things you expect your partner to do for you that they're not willing to do, that's just going to cause friction, and that's going to ultimately lead to problems. Like, she expected me to do the laundry and open the door for her every day, make her flowers, just things that I knew I wasn't going to do. And then, conversely, though, I expected her to keep my roommate's dick out of her mouth on a regular basis. Just something she cannot get past. Good looking guy. But it's not really not fair for me to blame her entirely, right? We've all been in those relationships that we should have gotten out of way sooner, right? Those unhealthy relationships. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Woo!
I'm in them right now. Because the way I see it, it's kind of like that feeling when you wake up in the morning, and you really gotta take a piss, but you're so comfy in bed, like you come up with every reason to stay in that bed. You think of I don't need to get out of bed, I'll just stay there for hours, it's no big deal. And then you eventually have to physically drag yourself to the bathroom, and the whole time you're like, I can go to the bathroom, I come back to bed, it'll be fine. And you take that piss, and it's the most relieving piss you've ever taken in your entire life. And this is amazing, why did I ever put this off for so long? You're like, okay, so you go back to your bed and you look at it, and you're like, why the fuck would I want to go back to bed? It's beautiful outside. My buddies are down the street playing basketball. Look at this bed. It's a shitty bed anyway, The sheets are all dirty. It's all sweaty. Because a bad relationship is kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean, right? It started out so amazing at first that you keep going back year after year, even though it's been terrible for a long time.
Woo!
What else? Scratch that one off the list. But I've kind of been thinking of just giving up on the whole dating thing anyway. Between internet porn and adoption, I don't even. I got a family. Yeah. Celebrities are doing it all the time just to be cool, so why can't I do it? Well, I'm not exactly sure how I feel about the whole celebrity adoption thing when I think about it. I don't know how to say this, but am I the only person that gets a little bit nervous when I see a rich white couple from the States going over to Africa to bring home black people? Didn't we spend a lot of time trying to stop doing that? Didn't really go so well the first time, Oh, the textbooks and pens we've been sending them for the last 30 years made them forget about the whole thing, As long as they don't ask any questions about those pages missing from the chapters on American history, we should totally get away with it. The other thing that bothers me about celebrity adoption is that, they're not just picking up kids at the airport all willy-nilly, right? They're inspecting each child thoroughly. Every celebrity that comes back with a kid from overseas ends up with a 30-page spread in People magazine outlining the baby's perfect cheekbones and jaw structure and how beautiful it is. I don't think that's right. We don't get to pick what our kids look like based on face value, right? So why should that be okay for them to do it? Because for me, if I was going to go to Africa and I was going to adopt a kid, there's no way that I'd be morally okay to just pick the most handsome one. You know, I want to take some time, you know, ask them a bunch of questions, and, you know, get to know each one personally. And I take all the things that they said to me, and then I go for a long walk, maybe to the end of a soccer field or something, and I just stand there. It's the world's most popular sport, sir. So you might know it as a football. So I just stand there and I think about all the things they told me, and then I just wait for the fastest kid to get to me, and then I take it. You know, if there's anything I learned from watching The Blind Side, it's that we shouldn't judge people based on how they look. We should judge them based on their athletic ability. Anyway, guys, that's my time. Hey, one more time for Derek!